Okay, what I have here is a 2011 Ram 2500 with some light pods and a light bar in the middle. I have installed my switch panel, switch assembly on top of the relay box, hooked up to the positive and negative on my battery. I have temporarily ran the 8 switches just on top so I can do the tests. Currently I have my middle light bar wired into the number 2 position on the switch assembly. When I push the number 2 button, the light bar comes on and will turn off by pushing the on and off button on the panel. The problem I have having is when I disconnect and hook up any power and ground to the number 1 terminals on the switch assembly, the lights will not shut off. They constantly stay on. I will take the wires from the number 2, which go to my big center light bar, and hook up to the number 1 positive and negative terminals. And when I do that, the light will stay powered on whether I turn on or off the switch on the panel. I have hooked them up there, positive and negative, identically to how they were on the number 2 switch. So as you can see, those are now hooked up to the number 1. I have no lights on my panel, but the headlights or the light bar is on. When I push the button for number 1, the light goes red and the lights stay on. I will not touch anything on the panel. You can still see the glow of the light bar. I'm going to unhook the wires feeding that light bar from the number 1 terminals, positive and negative, and reinstall them. They shut off, and I will reinstall them on the number 2 to verify the wiring and the light bar are working as intended. Just going to tighten those back up there. No light bar, no power to the switch panel. They work as intended. Again, I will swap these back. I'm going to move the switches so you can see those. I'm going to disconnect the negative and positive feeding my light bar. Again, you will notice no power to the number 1 button. As soon as I touch those to the terminals on the number 1, I have a light bar. I have tried the other 4 light bars or light pods, and I get the same result going to the number 1 positive and negative terminals on the switch assembly. There again, light bar, number 1 button, they are still illuminated.